Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to be going over the things that I personally would do as a brand new player reaching level 55 for the first time. I've also compiled a written guide that I will be attaching to the video description. The written guide will be a little bit more in-depth and have more information pertaining to other classes, not just melee. So moving on, as a brand new level 55, you'll be eligible to receive a new player support pack. And in order to claim the support pack, you would have to join the ArcheRage NA official Discord, located on their website where you downloaded the game. So what you would do is you would go down to the service requests, type in !support _ pack, followed by your in-game character name. And after doing that, you should receive a support pack from your mailbox. I've already done the request, so I already have it in my inventory. And once you open up the box, you'll notice that you'll receive a whole bunch of goodies, as well as a day 2 support pack, which you can open after 22 hours, and it'll give you the next day support pack. So the important things coming from this first support pack is the Divine Tier 2 Aram gear. They give you 7 pieces of armor and 4 weapons to choose from. I've already opened some of them, but what you would do is you want to make sure that you select the correct armor type for your class. If you do not know which type of armor you should be going for, the Word document will give you a more in-depth description of which armor set is best for which classes. So for me personally, as a melee, I would be going for leather. And you have to open these up one at a time, and you want to make sure you select the correct ones. I've already selected the hat and the chest piece, right? So I want to make sure I select the next piece of the set, which is not a repeat or a piece that is of a different set, like cloth or plate, right? So I want to make sure I pick leather pants, so on and so forth. And after selecting all 7 pieces of gear, for armor, you also want to do your weapons. The type of weapon that you want to choose will also be covered in the Word document in the description. For me, I chose a greatsword. And after you've selected all your pieces of gear, you want to make sure that the gear is the right synthesis stats, right? So the synthesis lines will be located at the very bottom of the gear text. And the way to re-roll the stats that you don't like is by going into the gear upgrade menu, head over to replace effects, and then you can select which stat you want to re-roll, and you get 5 free change attempts with the piece of gear. So just for example, you re-roll. I've already done this before, right? So if you like it, you can confirm. If you don't like it, you can keep the old one. So you just do this process, roll for what you need. The stats that you are looking to get will also be covered in the Word document. So yeah, you re-roll, make sure you get the stats that you want. And if you do not get the perfect 3 stats, you should still use the gear for the time being until you gain a little bit of gold and some upgrade resources to remake one, or remake the piece that you do not like. The way to remake a piece of gear with the perfect synthesis stats will be further explained in the written document. So moving forward, I want to talk about the repeatable quests for character progression. Before we go into that, I want to make sure that you go into your options, go into your game info, and make sure you have game time as well as server time checked, and you hit apply. You'll see that the server time as well as the game time will be listed in the top right. You can drag and move them wherever you want. But the two important things to note is that daily reset happens at 00 server time every day, and weekly reset happens at 00 on Saturday, rolling into Sunday. Now that we have that covered, I want to talk a little bit about the quests themselves. Quests that are repeatable, such as dailies or weeklies, are indicated by a purple icon above the NPC's head. The ones I find to be most important are ones that give honor or upgrade materials. Some quests that give upgrade materials will have you select one. For example, the one here at Western Haram will ask you to select a reward after completing the quest. You can choose either Radiant Haram Awakening Scrolls or Radiant Haram Infusions. As a new player, you should always look to select the Awakening Scrolls from every quest until your Haram equipment are at tier 4 or above. Some of the quests are also tied to world events, such as Crimson Rift, which happen at a specific time in game, or Wilson Defense, which happens when the zone is pushed to war. Now that we've gone over the starting gear as well as repeatable quests, I want to talk a little bit about the in-game menus that I find to be the most important. Starting off in the character info page, you'll find your equipment as well as your stats. In the stat page, you'll find honor points, which you can spend in the honor shop. In addition to your equipment and stat page, you'll also find a little button on the top right called Ibnish Artifacts. What this page is essentially additional stats that you can obtain for your character. You start off 1 star across all equipment slots, and you would level them up using the material that you can purchase from this Akash token merchant. You'll be able to find one of these in any of the main towns on either faction. So in Marianople, it's located here. And the ones that you want to purchase really are the green, red, and blue orbs. You want to make sure you are able to buy these every day, buy out the entire shop. You get to buy 4 each day. And this is where the time gate is. You want to make sure you buy 4 each day, and whatever excess that you have, like whatever excess tokens that you have, you can buy these rank 1 runes. So this is the experience that feeds the individual slots, and this Evans rune will level it up from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, etc., etc. The way to get these tokens will be through the weekly quests, as well as like certain events that happen in game on each specific day. Moving on, let's talk about the community tab. In the community tab, you'll find your friend, family, guild, and faction tabs. Let's talk about the family first. Family is essentially a, I guess you would say, a static, right? So you have a maximum amount of 12 people in the family, and these are all your static members, essentially. Being in a family helps because you are able to do quests that give you vocation points, and the higher level the family, you'll gain a better buff. So our family is maxed out level 3, and as you can see, we gain increased move speed while carrying trade packs, as well as extended duration of 4 wind, which is like the speed boost for fishing boats, as well as merchant schooners, which is merchant boats. More importantly though, the guild tab, you want to be in a guild as soon as possible, because guilds provide guild buffs, which give you extra stats to your character, and they also allow you to do certain guild missions the higher level the guild. So my recommendation is to go into the guild tab, go to the recruit search, and look for a high level guild. Preferably one that's level 6 or higher, because a level 6 guild has access to a daily quest where you have to kill Jakar, which gives you 2 labor potions. These ones, which restores 1,000 labor each time, right? So you see how my labor is at 4,900. If I use one of these, I'm now at 5,900. So you get 2 of these each day from doing that guild mission. Okay, moving forward, there's stat migration as Ibnish artifacts. So stat migration is essentially everyone starts off with a base 150 stats across the board. And then you can use migration books, which will allow you to siphon a stat that you don't want into a stat that you do want. So for here, I have 300 extra points in stamina by taking away 150 in agility and 150 in intelligence, because I personally am a melee class, so I don't need agility or intelligence. Moving on to column 2, the most important one here is raid info. In the raid info tab, you'll find your raid, your party members, which classes they're playing, but most importantly is the raid recruit / search. When you open this up, you'll find currently recruiting raids for each specific event. Some of them will have the specific event that they're recruiting for, and some of them will just say recruit any. But if you don't see any and there's an event that you want to do, let's say Gas Rift, right? And there's no raid that's up, you can recruit for your own raid. So when you hit the recruit button, you can change or set the parameters for what you want. Let's see. Is it other? Yes. So other, you want to do like, let's say Crimson Rift, for example. You can change the requirements, equipment score, right? You want to always set this to 50 so that the max amount of players that join your raid will be 50, and leave it on auto invite so that people can just join without having you to approve. You hit confirm, right? So people can just hit apply, join your raid, and you can also link it into the chat. So I'm going to type it in party so other people can't see it. So you can just hold shift, left click, and then you can type in like Crimson Rift, or CR is what most people call it, right? I'm not in a party, so I can't say it, but that's how it would be done. You can also delete the recruit so that you're no longer recruiting. And that's how you would want to do like a lot of your events. Even if you're doing like weeklies, dailies, whichever, it's best to do them in a raid because the tags are shared. So the more people killing mobs, the faster it'll go. Perfect. Now, let's see. In the third column, you'll find the auction house. This is where people buy and sell items with other players. You can also, let's see, you can buy credits from other players that you can use in the auction house, whichever. You can just search it up through here, right? There's also like drop-down menus for you to like search for specific things that you want. Let's see, marketplace mail is where you collect the items that you get from the marketplace. Farmhand is for when you have land, you can set like a little farmhand to automatically gather and plant certain items that you want so that you don't have to go and manually plant and grow and harvest. In the fourth column, you'll find the folio. This will teach you, this will show you how to like craft certain things. You can click through here to find whatever, but most of the time you just type in the search function. So let's say I want to create, or I want to craft, let's say the highest tier of lumber, right? So blazing Nuri forest lumber. To craft one, it'll show you all the materials that you need. So flaming log, dragon essence, Anya ingot, and then Nuri forest lumber, which is the tier below. So if you want to like, if there are materials that are also required to be crafted, you can click into it and it'll show you the materials that it needs, right? And they continue to branch down the more you like click in. So let's say you need the viscous glossy oil, right? So you have to also craft this up from certain things. But yeah, this is what the folio is for. It's to show you like what you need to craft, like all the materials and stuff. Next, we'll find trade info, which I find to be pretty important. So if you're doing land packs, these are packs for the land only. Or technically, it's just they're supposed to be run on land. Some of them you can run from the water as well. Depends on how you want to do the trade run. It's up to you. But this shows you the demand for the packs itself. So let's say you want to craft a pack in Hasla, right? And you want to turn in at, let's say, Yenistar, right? it'll show you the demand of each pack, and the higher the demand, the higher the price of the pack will be when you reach the destination. And then the total price of the actual pack itself will be found in the Word document. There's like a spreadsheet that shows you how much each pack will sell for at the maximum commerce proficiency, as well as the maximum demand. So you can do like your own math based off of that. I guess this little option here is kind of nice. It's like the optimization mode. It turns everyone into like a Power Ranger, so it like helps your frames and everything. It turns all the quality of everything to low if you need it for FPS. And then let's see which menus. Okay, the instance menu at the bottom right here. It will list out all the different arenas that you can do. This is the Golden Plains Battle, which we call Halsey. You'll notice here, right, the rewards. It gives you all the details. It tells you what you need. Like the required equipment points will be 8,000, which is why you want to hit 8,000 gear score as soon as possible, because this will give you a ton of upgrade materials, a ton of honor, and a proven warrior token, which you need for a daily quest that gives you even more honor. Halsey is open during specific times during the day, right? So every day at 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Server time. And then they also have like the different days as well that are open on so Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Wednesday, whatever. And then there's also Red Dragon's Keep. You'll find out all the information here. Kadoom, Fall Farm City, and then there's also dungeons. The dungeons that I think that are most important for you to do as a new player will definitely be Noriet. Even if you don't get to the very last floor, it's good to get as high as possible. And you can do this like as soon as you get into the game, right? The required equipment points is 4,000. It might be hard to join a party at the very beginning because you're low gear score and people want to like get to like a very, very high floor so that they get the maximum reward. So what you can do as a new player is just recruit for yourself, right? If people like this, if you join this and then people kick you or whatever, then you can just recruit for yourself, leave it on public recruit, and then it'll put you into this little instance team info, right? And then you can also do the same thing where you shift left click, it'll pop up in the chat, and you can put it into global or whatever, and just say like Nori, wave, whatever that you're going for, or you can just say like new player, etc., right? And then put it in the chat, and then people can click the link in the chat and just join your team off of that. Okay, delete this so people don't join my team. Okay, so the dungeons are good. Also, so aside from Nori, there's also a solo dungeon called the Hereafter Rebellion. This is where you will get your endgame DPS necklace, the Soul Liberator. This is a single player dungeon and it unlocks at 8,000 gear score as well. So which is why getting to 8,000 is pretty important for Hereafter Rebellion as well as Halsey, which gives you a ton of honor and upgrade mats. Okay. Moving on, let's talk about the daily schedule. So the daily schedule has like a login tracker that you just click here to track your login every day. It resets every first of the month. So let's say you start collecting the things now, you're not going to be able to collect it if you're already like midway through January and you're just starting to collect. But it's still worth it to collect them every day because all these items are useful. Actually, every single one of them is going to be useful. So you just want to track your login, and then there's also bonus rewards for like the 4th day, the 11th day, and the 18th day. If you miss a day, you will not be able to make it up. So that's why you don't want to miss too many days if you want to collect all the stuff from the calendar itself. The next thing in here would be daily contracts. I personally don't do this, but it could be good if you have nothing better to do or you're like out of labor and you don't know what to do. Like you can open up these quests in the daily contracts. There's also a completion reward for however many quests you've done, right? So this one I believe gives you like an RNG chance to get some labor potions. This one is a labor recharger. And for these quests, let's say this quest here, right? Liberate a deer farm, kill enemies in deer farm. You think, okay, this is a little bit too hard. I don't like this one. So you can go to change mission. And then you can go to this one, the one that you didn't want to do, click confirm, and then you'll get a new one that you rolled, right? So you can change it 3 times a day. If you don't like this one, this also gives like 50 gold. This one is Serpentis, the dungeon. I want to kill the boss in the dungeon. If you don't like this one, you can change it again, right? And you can do this 3 times a day. Kill one of the Missile Masters, whichever, you know what I mean? And yeah, I believe that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm sure I've missed a few things that could be important. So if anything in this video doesn't answer your questions and anything in the Word document doesn't answer your questions, feel free to DM me on Discord, and I'll be happy to give you a reply. All right, that'll be all. Take care and good luck. Bye-bye.